What is the one thing that truly separates the wealthy from everyone else? It's a question that has launched 1,000 books, seminars, and get-rich-quick schemes. The common answer, the one we're all taught to believe, is simple: income. Most people think wealth is about how much money you make. A bigger salary, a higher hourly rate, a winning lottery ticket. We're conditioned to chase the next dollar, believing that if we just earn more, financial security will inevitably follow. But if that were true, why do so many high-income earners live paycheck to paycheck? Why do professional athletes and lottery winners so often end up broke? Because income is only one part of the equation, and it's not even the most important one. The real difference between the rich and the average isn't found in their bank statements, but in their minds. It's a fundamental, almost invisible distinction in perception. It's about how far into the future they think. This is the master variable. The vast majority of people operate on an extremely short time horizon. Most people think about tomorrow. Their focus is on the next 24 hours, the upcoming weekend, the end-of-month bills. Their financial world is a series of sprints, driven by immediate needs and desires. The pull of the present is relentless, a constant state of reaction to what's right in front of them. But the wealthy, the truly wealthy, operate on a completely different timeline. Wealthy people think about decades. They aren't just running sprints. They are training for a marathon that spans generations. Their decisions are not based on immediate gratification, but on second and third order consequences. They aren't just earning money, they are building systems. They plant seeds they may not see fully grown for 10, 20, or even 30 years. They understand that the most powerful force in the universe is time, and they deliberately position themselves to be its greatest beneficiary. And that single difference, the gap between thinking in days and thinking in decades, is the origin point of nearly all financial disparity. It's a small hinge that swings a very large door. This one cognitive shift influences how you invest, what career you choose, the skills you learn, and the habits you cultivate. It's the quiet engine of compounding, which works not only on money, but on knowledge, relationships, and reputation. It is the difference between constantly seeking the next wave and learning how to build a ship to sail any sea. Over the course of a lifetime, this distinction in time horizon doesn't just create a small gap in outcomes, it creates different worlds. And that single difference changes everything. At the core of our daily choices lies a fundamental ancient bias. Human psychology naturally favors immediate rewards over distant ones. This isn't a personal failing, it's a deep-seated feature of our cognitive architecture, a relic from a time when survival depended on seizing the opportunity right in front of you. Economists call this hyperbolic discounting. It's a fancy term for a simple truth. We irrationally prefer a small, certain pleasure today over a much larger, more significant one in the future. $100 now feels more valuable than $1,000 a year from now, even though logic dictates otherwise. This impulse is driven by a powerful neurotransmitter, dopamine. Our brains release it in anticipation of a reward, creating a craving that demands to be satisfied. Every notification, every like, every sugary snack, every impulse purchase delivers a small, pleasurable hit. We are wired to choose what feels good now because our brain's reward system is designed for the immediate. It evolved for a world of scarcity, not a world of abundance and endless digital triggers. And so, we choose the couch over the gym, the takeout menu over the healthy recipe, the hour of mindless scrolling instead of the chapter of a book that could expand our mind. We choose the fleeting comfort of the present instead of what truly benefits us later. This innate tendency is no longer just a quiet, internal struggle. It has been weaponized. Social media, advertising, and the entire engine of modern consumer culture are meticulously designed to exploit this short-term bias. The infinite scroll is engineered to keep you hooked, serving up an endless buffet of dopamine snacks. Advertisers create artificial urgency, convincing you that the opportunity to consume is scarce and fleeting. They all reinforce this short-term thinking, transforming our natural inclination into a constant, external pressure. The message is relentless and deafening. Buy now, enjoy now, upgrade now, pay later. Don't think about tomorrow because today is all that matters. But this mindset, this constant yielding to the immediate, slowly and almost imperceptibly traps people. Each individual decision, to buy the gadget, to skip the workout, to procrastinate on a long-term goal, seems insignificant on its own, a single drop of water. But compounded over weeks, months, and years, these choices carve deep grooves. They create a powerful momentum, locking us in a cycle of consumption and short-term decisions. A cycle of working to pay for things we bought for a fleeting feeling, leaving no resources, time, money, or energy for the future we claim to want. It's a treadmill disguised as a highlight reel, and the price of admission is your long-term potential. Wealthy individuals approach decisions differently. Instead of asking, "What feels good today?" they ask, "What will matter in 10 years?" This shift changes everything. Investing becomes easier, saving becomes logical, and patience becomes a powerful advantage. Small decisions, repeated over time, create enormous outcomes. This is the fundamental law of compounding, a force so powerful that it governs everything from the growth of a forest to the accumulation of wealth. It's a quiet, almost invisible process in the beginning. The daily choices feel insignificant, the progress barely perceptible. But beneath the surface, a powerful momentum is building. Think of it like planting a seed. For weeks, nothing seems to happen. But then, a small sprout appears. And with consistent sun and water, that sprout grows into a sapling, and eventually, a towering tree. The initial effort was small, but the persistence unlocked exponential growth. The same principle applies to our finances, our skills, and our businesses. Let's make this concrete. Imagine you decide to save just $300 a month. If you simply put that cash aside, after 30 years, you'd have $108,000, a respectable sum. But what if you invested it, earning a modest 8% average annual return? This is where the magic of compounding begins. After 5 years, your investment would be worth around $22,000. The growth is slow, almost disappointing. You've contributed $18,000 and your earnings are only $4,000. This is the stage where most people lose patience. They don't see the dramatic results they were promised and they quit, abandoning the process just as it's starting to gain traction. But if you stay the course, the picture changes dramatically. By year 10, you have over $54,000. By year 20, it's $178,000. Notice what's happening. The growth is accelerating. Your money is now working harder than you are. The earnings generated by your investments are starting to dwarf your monthly contributions. And at the 30-year mark, your account would hold over $450,000. That's more than 4 times what you would have had by just saving. The same small action, saving $300 a month, produced a vastly different outcome, all because of time and the power of reinvesting your returns. This isn't just about money. It's about reinvesting profits to expand a business. It's about dedicating a few hours a week to learning a new skill, building a foundation of knowledge that makes future learning easier. Over years and decades, compounding transforms these small, consistent actions into massive, life-altering results. But there is a catch. Compounding is a reward for patience. It offers no shortcuts, and its greatest benefits are reserved for those who can delay gratification. It only works for those who think long enough into the future to let it. Consider entrepreneurs like Bill Gates. Instead of chasing short-term income, he focused on building ownership. The same principle applies to investors. Many successful investors hold assets for decades. They understand that time is the most powerful multiplier in finance. Short-term thinkers tend to be impulsive, emotionally reactive, focused on status, driven by trends. Long-term thinkers tend to be patient, strategic, disciplined, focused on building systems. This difference in psychology creates dramatically different outcomes over time. A single decision rarely changes a life, but hundreds of small decisions repeated over many years create massive differences. The person who thinks long-term is quietly building a future, while everyone else is chasing the present. Wealth is rarely built overnight. It is built through decisions most people are not patient enough to make. In the end, success belongs to those who can see further than everyone else.